Hello, everyone. This is Mike Hebern with Level Financial Advisors, and today I'm joined by my esteemed colleague, Mike Angelucci, CFP. We're going to talk a little bit about the Build Back Better bill that was recently passed in the House of Representatives and sent over to the Senate. And the reason we're talking about that today is because this bill, if passed in the way that the House structured it, would eliminate two key Roth contribution strategies for high earners. And so we're going to have Mike here talk a little bit about what those strategies are and how it might impact folks saving for retirement. So Mike, what do we know about these two key contribution strategies?
Right. One of the key provisions is that these changes will become effective on January 1st, 2022. So anybody that's historically may have done what is known as a backdoor Roth or a mega backdoor Roth will want to do that by the end of 2021, because if this legislation goes into place, they will not allow conversions in 2022. So what do we mean by
quick 30 seconds on
30 seconds.
Roth conversion.
So for the basic Roth conversion is a lot of people, couples at $198,000 start to phase out in their ability to make contributions to a Roth IRA. So one of the workarounds they've done over the years that Congress has allowed is this backdoor Roth. So what people will do is contribute $6,000 or $7,000 if they're over age 50 to a IRA. It's a non-deductible contribution to their IRA, and then they pretty much immediately move that to a Roth. It's called the backdoor Roth conversion.
So it sounds smarmy, but it's not. It's perfectly legal.
It's allowed by Congress.
Okay, yep.
And in fact, I read someplace by the fact that Congress is talking about eliminating it, this means that they allow for it.
Right.
So there's been some controversy in the past. People have done it for years, and it's been a workaround for high income individuals or couples to get money into a Roth IRA. And the beauty of the Roth IRA, as we've often talked about in the past to our clients, is that it grows tax-free and it comes out tax-free, which is wonderful, especially as that money grows over the years. And that, in fact, that's one of the reasons why Congress wants to eliminate that. We've heard of some of the high-end cases of big earners getting money into their Roths.
So this is an attempt by Congress to fund some of the infrastructure bills and other stimulus that they're putting in place as part of their tax planning.
Correct.
Okay, so the House bill that was passed effectively eliminates the backdoor Roth IRA.
Correct.
And it does it in a way that is crucial from a timing perspective.
Correct.
For investors.
Yes.
And explain that a little bit.
So as I said earlier, this will become potentially effective at the beginning of 2022. And so what the provision says is the conversions won't be allowed in 2022. So a lot of times clients will do a 2021 Roth conversion in 2022 because they can make a contribution for 2021 to their IRA and then make that transfer to the Roth in 2022 before taxes are due. But if this becomes law, they won't be able to do that in 2022. That it'll effectively be disallowed.
So basically, in 30 days, if this passes, you won't be able to do it. So time is of the essence.
Yes. And those who have done backdoors over the years will want to do it now in December. If you've never done a backdoor Roth IRA, you want to talk to your CPA, you want to talk to your financial planner if you have one, because you want to be careful when you do backdoor Roths, especially if you have other IRAs. There's something called the pro rata rule, which will affect what is taxable if you convert that Roth. So traditionally, I don't want to get too deep in the weeds here. If you don't have any other IRAs and you make a non-taxable contribution, a non-deductible contribution to your IRA, let's say of $6,000, then you convert that to the Roth, there's no tax on it. But let's say you have $100,000 worth of other IRAs that were tax-deductible IRAs, and you make a $6,000 contribution to an IRA and you want to convert that $6,000 to a Roth. What happens is the government says, or the IRS says, that 94% of that is taxable. So 94% of the 6,000 is going to be taxable, which defeats the purpose of doing a backdoor Roth. A lot of in the weeds that probably just made people's heads hurt. But
it's probably important to mention too that when you do the Roth, the Roth conversion, you got to make sure you're doing it accurately because it's not reversible. Can't go back.
Great point. Yes. Yeah, you want to be careful about that. And
which is why a lot of people will leave Roth conversions to professionals like yourself. And we, at Level, we do dozens and dozens of these a year to save taxes for our clients. Anything else about the backdoor Roth IRA elimination that we need to talk about or mention here?
Actually, you made a good point. One of the things, we do a lot of these for our clients. We also do a lot of regular Roth conversions. This doesn't affect, at this time, Roth conversions. This time of year, we're doing a lot of Roth conversions for some of our clients that are retired, and we're finding that we can move.
So it's not all Roth conversions,
correct.
It's just the backdoor variety of Roth conversions.
Yes.
A really important note.
Yes.
Okay, so talk about mega backdoor Roths, which sounds awesome.
Yes.
Like I want, if I had a choice between the two, I would want the mega backdoor Roth as opposed to just the standard backdoor Roth. But what's the difference?
The mega backdoor Roth is great for very high earners that have a 401k plan that allows them to do after-tax contributions to the 401k plan, and the 401k plan also allows them to do what are known as in-service withdrawals.
So if you have a 401k, you have to check with your employer or with the plan summary if you want to do the research yourself, or just go talk to your advisor. It's public information. You can look up whether your plan has these provisions in it. Because if they don't, then mega backdoor is completely off the table anyways.
Exactly.
Do a lot of plans have this inside of them in your experience?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's the rare plan that offers both. Some plans, especially with that are a little more progressive, that may have a lot of high earners that have demanded this, have put these provisions in their plan. So if you are a high earner and you may have the ability to contribute an after-tax amount of $10,000 or $20,000 this year, you have to do it through payroll. So you're going to have to be a high earner in order to do this, and then you can move that to a Roth.
So you have to be, your plan has to have it.
Yep.
You need to be a high earner. You have to have the wherewithal to be able to actually use that money out of your paycheck. And most importantly, all of this would need to be done before December 31st. So there's multiple moving parts. You'd have to talk with your HR department. So it's a very, even more time sensitive, I think, than the backdoor Roth IRA, because you've got to get a lot of things moving right away.
Correct.
Right away.
Now some folks may have already been planning on this and doing after-tax contributions throughout the year, and may have 10 or 20,000 in after-tax contributions. They'll want to make that conversion to the Roth before the end of the year. So you'll want to be aware of that if you've been already planning to do that and been setting aside money throughout 2021. You'll want to get that done now.
Sure. So, for people that are listening to this or watching this video, you can certainly contact us at invest@levelfa.com. If you want to find out maybe if your plan has this in there, I think we could probably get somebody on there to look it up. It's public information. Anything else before we finish up here today, Mike, that we want to mention or talk about when it comes to mega backdoor?
Not with the mega backdoor. Kind of going back to the regular backdoor. If you've traditionally done backdoor Roths, you know who you are, you're comfortable with it, get it done before the end of the year. If you haven't, make sure you talk to a financial planner or your CPA to make sure you don't run up against some of the pro rata rules that could apply and negate your benefit of doing a backdoor Roth.
Okay, so like we said during the video, if you're interested in learning a little bit more about this, send us an email at invest@levelfa.com. You can also text us at 716-727-5047, and we'd be happy to look up and see if your plan has the mega backdoor Roth conversion strategy inside of it. And until then, this is Mike Hebron with Level Financial Advisors and Mike Angelucci. Have a great day.